A very good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to our day 5 of our Microsoft Fabric program. We will begin shortly at 7 p.m. We hope you have been enjoying the session so far and are ready for another exciting day of learning. Until then, invite your friends and classmates to join the using same Zoom link shared with you. So, before we begin, here are a few important announcements. For attendance, please use the only email ID which you registers for this program and kindly join everyday session using the same Zoom link. Please use the chat only for session related questions. Don't spam the chat. Thank you. A very good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to day 4 of our Microsoft Fabric program. We will begin shortly at 7 p.m. We hope you have been enjoying this session so far and are ready for another exciting day of learning. Until then, invite your friends and classmates to join using the same Zoom link shared with you. Before we begin, here are a few important announcements. For attendance, please use only the email ID with which you register for this program and kindly join everyday session using the same Zoom link. Please use the chat only for session related questions. Don't spam the chat. I once again repeat before we begin, for attendance, please use the only email ID with which you register for this program. Kindly join everyday session using the same Zoom link. Please use the chat only for session related questions. Thank you, everyone. So, good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome to day 5 of our Microsoft Fabric program. So, I request you all for wait for another 5 minutes until the trainer joins. So, until then, invite your friends and classmates to join using the same Zoom link shared with you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I request you all for wait for another 5 minutes until the trainer joins. So until then, invite your friends and fellow mates to join this Zoom link. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for patiently waiting for us. So it's my pleasure to welcome our expert trainer, Mr. Kannaya Kumar, who will continue today's fabric session. Sir, the participants are ready and looking forward to today's learning. Over to you, sir. Have a wonderful session.
Sure. So, hello everyone. So we're going to start in next few minutes. Let's wait for a few more minutes. So we're going to start by next 5 minutes by 7:10. Because many participants supposed to join now. So just wait for a few minutes more to continue. Yes, hello everyone. Uh, so we can continue now. So in case if anyone have difficulty, challenges in terms of uh, you know, creating Fabric account, you can post here. We'll look into that. But we have given multiple times guidance how actually we are going to create Microsoft Fabric account. Okay. So further, so these are the documents already available in LMS portal, and you can create. Yes, you can create it using Gmail. Just following by this. In case if any difficulty in terms of creating Fabric account, you can let me know uh, in chat. We will see how best way we can support you, help you. So this is very straightforward. Just need to read and follow. You will be able to create, your Fabric account. Okay. So, so before moving to, next, in our Fabric workers. Okay. So here, let's see. So basically, first we are going to open the Fabric, and continue with the session. 1 second. So this is our Fabric you know, workspace. This is how it will look like, and we create Fabric uh, account, and go for my workspace. So we have created some workspace here, and this is how it looks like. Remove all my workspace and new item. So if you click on new item, you have option to use Lakehouse Notebook, Data Pro Gen 2. So moving forwards, we are going to explore all those things programmatically using Python, SQL. So everything is, and even without the programming or SQL, we can perform most of these tasks. So no need to worry. Uh, all the options we are going to explore are common options. This is going to help you in terms of head start. Okay. So first thing, when you click on new item, then you are getting here, sorry, Lake House Notebook, Data Project 2 and all. So if you click on Lake House, it's going to ask upgrade to a free Microsoft Fabric trial. To create Lakehouse and other Fabric items, this workspace, my workspace, needs to be assigned to a Fabric capacity. To try Microsoft Fabric features, select Upgrade to assign this workspace to your free Fabric trial capacity. Okay. Learn more, you can find further information on this. That's all about license and capacity, what generally you need to perform various activities on Microsoft Fabric. Okay. So when I click on upgrade, so successfully upgrade to a free Microsoft Fabric trial, and okay. Now Lakehouse, you can create a Lakehouse. So here you can give let's say uh, MS Fabric Learning, or just let's say Fabric underscore Lake House, and create a schema. You can select it. So here, up to here, whatever we are doing, that is okay in terms of just following some settings. We have not done anything programmatically so far. So this is how it looks like. After that, you have option here in terms of uploading files, start with sample data, various other options are there. Okay. So we can use all these options. Okay. So upload files. Here you can just select whichever file you need from your system. So let's say here we have um, anything in terms of CSV, just search and documents, and many other. So here the list we have. I have, and I can choose anything from this file. Okay. So I'll choose like customers or product, whatever I need. Okay. So this is how you can just load your data basically into. So here you see the option overwrite if files already exist. So you need to select this one. Otherwise, you can simply load it. So you can see this file is loaded here, and just close this under files. So you select here customer CSV. Here you have option to again, say file as it is, and you have table view. So in table, you can look into all those things, right? Same time, you have few first row as headers. So as you know, you can see it's uh, first row we have customer ID, customer name, contact, region, industry. But so here you have option to change it. First row is headers. Fine. So these are the, some common things in terms of just importing file. But further, session by session, we will have more understanding in terms of how you actually are going to import your data from various other applications, database, like SQL Server, SAP HANA database, or various other applications you might be using. It may be Salesforce or Dynamics 365, or even though you are using some REST API and all. So all the flexibility we have, even streaming, like live streaming also, event stream option workload we have, which we can use. So even for live streaming, so as much as possible, we are going to cover up and all the 7 to 8 workloads, how it works. Either you are using SQL Server, and here you have option to use notebook, new notebook, existing, then SQL Analytics endpoint. So you can use your SQL queries for the particular data set, and even event house endpoint. So all these options are there. We are going to come back all these options one by one. Uh, so next, before moving further in terms of exploring this data programmatically. Let's understand the programming first. So as I said, like this session is completely about uh, for beginners and yes, so beginning to mid-level, we are going to reach after end of this program. So next step is we need to use Spark SQL, or we have option in terms of using notebook and all these options. So before doing these activities, I want you to also understand what programming, what is the programming, and how we are going to use. So basically, we are going to use Python. In Python, we have library PySpark and even a Spark SQL. And before that, let's understand that what is Python and some just the basics of Python as well as even SQL. So we'll try to focus on these two uh, in terms of understanding. And then we are going to move forward from here that when you have to write queries, either a Spark SQL or if you're using notebook, so what code you should write in terms of fetching data, in terms of performing various other tasks using programmatically, okay, or using SQL. So next, we are going to just look into basics of some, I'm not going to spend so much time, very basic level of Python in terms of how actually you can reach out to exploring this data using Python as well as SQL. So it's all basics. And throughout those other sessions, we will be learning some advanced level of programming in terms of handling data, performing ED, various other activities on data using Python as well as SQL. So that is all the real time. As a beginner, what you have to do in real time, those activities you're going to perform. So let's move to, Python first. Uh, hmm. Briefly, we are going to understand about Python and even SQL also. And then we are going to continue with our, sorry. Okay, so repeat import data, enable to create fabric account. Hmm. So Aarti, here, what I'll tell you, go through this document. Once you just go through this document, what we have shared, uh, one second. So today you have available, I mean, this document in LMS portal. I want you to follow this. First, you follow all those things, and then you come back like why you are not able to create account, and we will definitely reach out to you in case if required. But it's not about you, but anybody. I'm repeating this, this part actually so many times, but we have limitations because too many people are there. So just read this entire document thoroughly, try to understand, and just you have to follow. You will be able to create. It's not too complex, but yes, little bit tricky. And understanding in terms of like one one a specific point which I want to mention here that probably your debit card or credit card maybe not, uh, you will be basically it's not enabled for international transaction. So you need to just visit your net banking and go for debit card settings. There you need to enable for international transaction, and then you will be able to create a Fabric account. It's going to charge just 2 rupees just to verify your authenticity. So, I mean, that's the only purpose for trial account. No need to worry about anything else. As long as you are following my steps, whatever I'm going to teach you. Otherwise, definitely there is just some vulnerabilities in terms of some people complain that, I don't know what I did, but there is some charges, occurred for my account and all. It happens if you don't understand and just go after certain services. So it's not fault of Microsoft or Azure, but your understanding. So that's the reason, very patiently, keep telling multiple times that just to follow these steps, you will end up the entire course. You will be in position to work as a Microsoft Fabric developer or analytics engineer or data engineer uh, as a beginner. Okay. And you will understand all those capacities, how the cost impacts or how the cost factor works in Fabric. So different services when you use, different costs are occurring. So we are going to even optimize and understand that, you know, basically in very much depth, we are going to look into. So these are the very critical factor. So performing this task is not too complex. So altogether, if you know the domain, if you are working on finance, so if you know about finance, that's fine. Then you know technology, like for some programming language. Then on top of that, like any data platform. So now this trend is after AI basically. Before AI, it was not that much in demand, but after AI era, basically last 2 3 years, its demand is growing. So, and it's going to grow in multiple fold in upcoming months. In last 6 months, I told you that there's demand for roles in terms of analytics uh, or data engineer. It's increased to twofold. Okay, in last 6 months itself. Assume in next 6 months, it's going to grow further. In next few years, it's going to be in multiple fold. So if you want to grab those opportunity, I think it's a good time to start. It's not late. But yes, definitely people who have started a few years back, 4 or 5 years back, they have advantage. But even though if you start now, you will be in demand to work on these activities because as of now, one simple statistics you need to understand that as a country like India, still only 20% population have active participation in terms of either social media or any kind of digital transaction. Almost 20% only. Rest all are hardly sometimes. So that is also like if you look into that factor, so 20% very active, remaining 30% as and when, sometimes rare case. Then below 50%, uh, most of them doesn't have even a smartphone. Even if they have by chance, they don't know how to use it. So that is a real scenario. And as a country, when it becomes like it's going to be developed country in next depends like in next 2 years, 3 years, it's definitely not 2 3 years, but 10 years, 5 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you can say, then almost 70 to 80% people will have very active participation in terms of digitalization or performing digital transaction. So we are at very low level, still we are at very low level in terms of digital transaction. Um, altogether. In terms of quality, forget about this UPI, just only UPI transaction. But altogether, I mean to say, social media. Consider the country like we have 1.4 billion people, but US has just 34 crore people, and they're always ahead in terms of digitalization compared to India. So, but still in their society also there some gaps are there in terms of digital transformation. But if you compare to India, then as a, our, even we say like 20%, you can understand it's going to be around 25 crore people, around 25 to 30 crore people. And overall population of USA is just a 34, around 34, 35 crore. But still US doesn't have 100%, like in terms of usage of a digital platform. It's definitely 70 to 80% only. 20%. Definitely those old people, they might be, not flexible to use these applications, or they don't need also, depends, like different scenario. But altogether, even developed, so definitely US is a developed country. Still, there is a gap. So that is the reason I said this statistics about India, that India has a huge scope, and every country, either in next 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, 30 years, or 50 years, they're going to be developed country. Whatever the scenario, uh, definitely every country had the same goal to reach, to develop that development stage. So considering those factors, uh, like yes, so digitalization and demand of analytics is next to 10 to 20 years, you can say 100% it's going to be in demand. As of now, there is, you see, like your retail stores around you. So they have also transactions of too much transactions every day. Depends like kind of a retail store. But even some, established retail chain, no, they are definitely working on digitalization, and there is a reason demand is growing. And the kind of challenges you may face in your project, it may be related to like internally in India we have like GST. So GST one of the major challenge for business that in terms of reconciliation and what kind of cost factor impacts in terms of GST and all. Okay. So these kind of scenarios are there, too many scenarios are there. And because of these reasons, there is a huge demand in future. You will different and see, I'm not just talking about this part. You can do your research and prove me wrong in your chat. You can mention the data that no, it's wrong. No, I have done all the research all the time. I used to do play with the data only. So last 6 months, as I said, demand has been grown. uh, Actually, it's doubled, and there is very much a scope in next 5, 10 years. It's going to continue to grow, even though whatever AI factors we have, it's going to just like some extent, it's going to like attention-seeking things will happen in terms of AI. Uh, but we are not ignoring the in terms of capabilities. AI has huge capabilities. As I said earlier, various countries like China, Japan, US has already proven that entire, entire industry or company can be absolutely automated. So why not US is implementing like everything just automated? But China is doing at large extent. Their in manufacturing companies like Xiaomi or BYD, or you can say many other huge like Huawei and all, large extent they are working in terms of automating entire stuff. So they are very ahead, like in terms of automation, automating entire industry. Forget about people. So there is so many companies in China as of today that they in those companies you don't have any people who is working. There's too many companies. That kind of statics is not available in any other country. But it's a real that, including Xiaomi, it's a very popular in India in terms of a smartphone and various other digital devices. And same way you can find about Huawei as well as many other Chinese companies, BYD and many other companies are there. So even company name like when I say BYD, I wanted to say one critical fact that BYD has emerged in just last 10 years as one of the global EV company, and its entire manufacturing is very huge, or you can say very largest in the world. It's surpassing Tesla or all other like car companies entire world, and market leader, you can say, within 10 years, the kind of innovation they did, and their multiple plants are completely automated. No people are working over there. So it's all happening. It's not like something new. It's already happening, and it will be there for all the manufacturing tough job, tough task related to, like people who, for people, it's very tough to perform those tasks. Those things is definitely going to be automated. But same time, when it comes to analytics or machine learning, AI, as well as relevant ecosystem like cloud computing, various other ecosystems are there. 100% is going to emerge uh, as people have sentiments, and even business has sentiment. Business works on sentiment. Okay. So I have worked with Amazon, I can tell you. Most of us basically probably once a while we may have used Amazon platform. So if you try to understand the history of Amazon, how they become the global company, so one of the critical factor is the sentiment of the people and how they have tailored each and everything to match people need, like what people need. So in 90s, when it comes to books, so if you start, I mean, don't want to go through all those story, but if you try to understand the history of a company, any company, definitely it's going to be inspiring a story. Either it's Apple, Amazon, or any other company. I don't want to get into that, but that will tell you that need is there. And why need is there? Because critical factor, sentimental factor is not going to be automated even after 20 years, 30 years also. It's going to live. No need to think so much about that factor. Sorry, so I have taken some more time on that part, but please take care of this part. You have this document today, and let me know tomorrow. Still, if you have, probably we may try to reach out some other way or try to guide you some. I mean, whatever best possible options we have, we are going to help you on this. But create your account. Meanwhile, we are going to look into programming. So I'm going to use a spider, which is very, very popular for data analytics and data science activities. So some basics of programming we are going to explore first in terms of Python as well as SQL. So if you have not downloaded Python, you don't know how to install it, you can simply search in spider. So a spider ID basically you need. You can download this, and same time you need to download Python, and so from here you can download. So hope I understand most of the people might be already having, but I don't want to leave person who don't, probably some people, the way actually they have commented, they don't know about anything programming. So I don't want to leave them alone. And so here you can see download option you have for in python.org. You can download and install. Then you go for a spider. You can again download a spider. Okay. So, and just follow step by step. When you click, when I click here, download, and when file is downloaded, you need to just execute it. Hardly 2, 3 steps, but one of the critical step you have in Python, that is basically you need to include, uh, you know, that Python. 1 second. I go for this. So suppose if you are using no, but one more thing, Microsoft Fabric or Azure, its ideal case is to use Windows. Okay, and so accordingly, I'm using all the tools and technologies. So I'm using Windows operating system 11, and so assuming all of you are using Windows only. If you are using some other operating system like Linux and all, you can keep me posted in the chat. We'll look into that as well. But that is not recommended. Hmm. Okay, Aarti will reach out on that part again. But let me show here how you can install. So when you click here, download installer, it's getting downloaded within a minute. Just click on this. So this step is I want you to show this because one of the critical step you should follow uh, for that reason. Just wait. So this is fine. So fine. So what you need to check, basically when you click on this, since already installed, so I'm not getting that option. But when you will click this, you'll be getting an option to check your Python. Here you have made, I'll tell you, Python manager. Basically, Python path actually will be getting an option to check. You should check that. If you won't check, in that case, it's not going to work. PIP command in your CMD, and you are going to install, let's say if I use PIP install pandas. So this command is going to work only you select that one. See, uh, already I have pandas, so that is the reason it is showing something like this. So it should work for you. If I want to uninstall, I'm going to use pip uninstall pandas. Now you see it's going to uninstall. Found existing installation and it's working. Yes, no. So it's already there. I don't want to remove. So this is how you're going to get option if that Python path is selected while installing. So step by step, just see whenever you are getting that option Python path, you need to select that one. Okay. If you don't select, it will not work. You will be not able to install like Pandas or NumPy or whatever some other applications, sorry, libraries you need, you will be not able to install. Okay. So when it comes to PySpark, you need a PySpark and you should learn it from scratch. Even though I'm going to use eventually as and when it's required, definitely starting from basics, but even mid-level or advanced level, I'm going to explore it during this course. So for you as a learner or beginner, what I suggest you need to have this ID, either a Spider or you can use any other ID, doesn't matter. Even VS Code, that's fine. I'm going to show you how you can use VS Code also in Notebook, even Jupyter also sometimes. But I use a Spider for various purpose in terms of data science or analytics or even teaching purpose. So I'm using here this one, but I'm going to show you VS Code as well as Jupyter and Notebook. Anyways, we are going to use in Fabric. So this part is really important. You should know how to install libraries which is required for you. So by default, it will be not available in your Python. So you need to install it. Fine. So how to install? You have seen here pip install pandas. If you need pandas, you need to install this. Something like this. If you want to uninstall, you need to type here pip uninstall pandas. So this is uninstallation of a pandas library, and this is installation. Similarly, any library like PySpark. Let's see. I'm going to check the pip install PySpark. It's a very heavy library. Already I have, so it is, you can say, requirement already satisfied, right? So this is how you should get it and uh, continue to improve your Python is or programming skill in terms of PySpark, in terms of Pandas, in terms of SQL. So these are the core part of your data engineering, and rest other things are not definitely. It's important to communicate things in the right order. It cannot be had by even companies, even though you're very good in terms of programming, but you don't know how the cloud computing works, either in terms of Fabric or Databricks or Snowflake. So people have understanding that understanding of the entire setup in terms of cloud computing, that is one of the most critical factor along with your programming skill, because a small mistake, a small things can cost you very huge. For businesses, it's costing huge. So that is the reason those settings about cloud or understanding the cloud computing is very important. Okay. So this is how you can install or uninstall any library in Python. Similarly, I'm going to tell you about SQL Server also. You should download SQL Server and install it. So you can use just Express edition. That's for learning purpose. That's absolutely fine. You don't need like a developer. Depends. Like you can use any version. So latest one, try SQL Server 2025. And here you can see the options. So why I'm telling you you should use this one, because it's a light version. And light version also, whatever you need, everything you will be able to achieve just as a learner. You don't need to worry much that, okay, whether as to work as a developer, you need, I mean, this is going to satisfy or not. No, 100% is going to satisfy. Don't worry about those things. Uh, in case if you're not claiming any experience, if you're claiming experience, then it's a huge, uh, very huge. Database applications are very huge. So somebody is raising hand. Yes, yes. Any ID that doesn't matter. You can use any ID. It's all fine. So I just want you to install this one, and this is going to be a bit tricky. If you, I mean, first time if you are installing these things, don't know anything. So that is the reason I want to spend some time on this. So beginners who don't know anything, even the some people have some knowledge, but people who have already some like middle stage, I'm really sorry for them because it may be a bit boring for them. But considering this session is about the beginners, so I'm just following this, these things. Okay. So you need to just click on download, and when you download and install, so then you should remember that in terms of server name and password and all wherever you are using, wherever actually you have to use the username, password and all, you should remember. You should write it somewhere. Don't forget that, as well as server name. That is also important. You can find out many ways. That's fine. But as a beginner, keep a note of that server name. Okay. Then after installing this part, you will get option to install SSMS. So that is a just a partner like ID of a SQL Server. You should install this one. Next, you should install this one. In real time, say this is very much required. In the real time, you are going to use this. Suppose if you are using Microsoft ecosystem, 100% they are going to ask for using this SSMS, or definitely it's required. Don't worry. 100% it's required. Below, see, this is why important. Now you see. SQL Server Management Studio is applies to SQL Server if you are using SQL Server database. When you are using Azure SQL database, then also it's required. Azure SQL Managed Instance, Azure Synapse Analytics, Analytics Platform, system, SQL Analytics Endpoint in Microsoft Fabric, Warehouse in Microsoft Fabric, SQL Database in Microsoft Fabric. So it applies to all these. Okay. If you want, you can read something, but that's not mandatory. But you should definitely install this. Okay. So once you install, you will get something like that. Let me just open. I have this, you can see here. So this is what you should use in terms of your SQL query and all. Don't rely everything on notebook in cloud in terms of querying or writing your code in PySpark or Python. First, create a base in your system. Definitely, it works in cloud. You don't need to install. That will also work. But as suppose if you want to become, a developer, very strong with a very, very strong skill. So in that case, these bases are very really important. See, this is how it's going to open. And my server name, you can see this is a name here, authentication, you can see. And you have so many authentications. Why you see all these intra, it's all related to cloud. Okay. Most of these are related to cloud. Intra ID, basically, that is going to be in Azure. So if you are using I mean, see, that is a different topic. I don't want to again discuss that part. But when it comes to fabric, definitely you can write your SQL queries and everything in your desktop. Same thing is going to apply in fabric. So that connection I'm going to introduce you, guide you how it works. Similarly, for even a Spider or VS Code, whatever other ID you use, that is very much possible. Uh, I'm going to just show you for VS Code. Forget about a Spider. A Spider is just to show you some basics of Python. But since many people, I think some people have even asked me about VS Code, whether we can use or not. So I'm going to just showcase that example. I have VS Code also. No issues. Connect, and this is connected. So once this is connected, here you have option. So let's start from here itself. How you should see, I'm not going to teach everything from scratch in terms of SQL Server, but some basic idea. As a beginner, how you can use it. That's all. This is not a SQL course, right? So some basic idea about the Python, SQL. I should guide you. I should teach you. So that is how actually you are going to understand for the whatever I'm going to perform in this, fabric notebooks or fabric notebooks or whatever some other options we are going to explore. So that is the reason I'm, going up for this. Let me see the comment and so we are going to take a break for next 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes we are going to take a break. We'll continue with SQL Server in terms of importing data here and how you can write some basic queries. That's what I'm going to cover up, and then we will look into Python also. Similarly, that some just basic things I'll try to cover up today as much as possible in next 1 hour. I'll continue this Python part on next session Monday also, and I'll make sure that you know how to use, even though you don't have technical background, how you can use Python for Fabric, along with this PySpark. Okay, you don't need very strong background in terms of programming uh, to work on Fabric platform. You can definitely you have to improve your skill whatever stage you have today or tomorrow, improvement is always there. But when I say to start with, so to start with the fabric, you don't need to think like you need to have very strong technical background. No, any background, it's going to work. Just some little bit logical approach you should have in terms of data, like you should know like rows, columns, or how data generally, it works, right? Little bit, that's all. So that is the reason I'm going through this way. Let's connect after 10 minutes. So we are going to continue in 8. No, tomorrow we don't have class. It's on Monday, only Monday to Friday. So it's we are going to continue in next 10 minutes. 8. Okay, I'm going to continue with at 8. Okay. Uh, Thanks. Please be available. In next 10 minutes, we'll continue further. Okay. Hello everyone. I'm back now. Okay. So let's start with our SQL part two. So here, one of the important thing that if you have CSV file, Excel file, and all, and if you want to import, so simply you can use here database, and here you have option. Sorry, not database, but particular day. Under databases, you have to choose uh like it's okay. So I'll just choose anyone here just to import some data. I wanted to show you how you can import data from your system. Okay. So any of this database I'm just using to import that. Under task, you have here like see multiple options we have. So when it comes to Excel file or CSV file, you can use flat file because this is also important that you should be familiar in terms of importing database, data. Okay, fine. So here I'm choosing sample DB, and here you have next, and you can just browse your system to get the CSV file. So you can see multiple CSV file I have. I can choose anything. So it's a customers. Okay. So I have chosen customers. Mm, Open. So you're getting these details. Next. Then click on next. Table name already existed. So it's not taking. We'll choose another one. That's fine. So let's say sales data. Open. Next. Okay. Then this is the sorry. Suppliers master data. Oh, this is not. Okay, so we'll create another database. So how you can create and then we'll do it. Looks like all we have. So new query and to create basically you need to just type here create database. Let's say I'll choose like company DB. So executed. You need to refresh here. You can see here we have company DB. Okay. So here under table or in this database, I will import that file. Next. So here you can see this is a CSV file I have, and these are the columns. So this is a preview of data you are getting. Okay. You have option for the you can change the data type. So since we are not going after SQL everything in terms of data type and all, but I will recommend you to understand briefly about this data type also, what it means. And you can change here. So when you are importing, you can change which is going to be primary key, allow nulls and all these data types. At least some common data types you should know. And yeah, so next we will finish. So it's inserting data. So some this kind of errors you can expect it will come. So here it is about address, right? Column ADR. Okay. So go back. Yeah, this is the column creating a source. So you can see these are the data types we have. So it was float. Mm, fine. I think anyways it's going to give some error. Let me try with numeric. Then children. Okay. So fine. So these are some common issues while importing we will find. So let me not spend much time on that, but go through something which is well tested. So let's go through. Yeah, this is fine. So if you want to understand those errors, So you need to little bit do some research. So due to data types, data is not correctly updated. So because of that, that problem is we are facing. So you may definitely encounter, that scenario. So my suggestion is that when you are using CSV file, uh, look into the columns with the respective column you have, whatever data type you are, getting here under preview or modify columns. There you change it appropriate data type. So if you don't know which data type you should give, so that is the reason you should look into those data types. So some basic data types you should be familiar, and once you're familiar, you will be able to catch that which column should have which data type. That is one of the critical factor you find in this operation. Okay. Otherwise, that's fine. Like this is just importing data. Otherwise, we can just create a separately everything here itself. That's what I'm going to show now. So I have imported here a table and expanding that. So you can see. mm, So hotel bookings you have, and next you want to fetch information from this hotel bookings. So you can go after select a star from hotel underscore bookings. So, but the table is not there. Let's see. No. Oh, sorry. Sometimes it may take times to load it. The reason it's not visible, the file which we have imported. So this is so meanwhile, I'm going to use this because we are uh, here. It's not loading. It may be taking some time, and it will work. Or you can just study, the connector. It should work. because probably a size of file and all, it may be not loading. Meanwhile, we can go for some other tables which is already there, or we can create a press. No issues. We can come back on these things later. No issues. So let's see here. When it comes to customer, you can see. Uh, so this is how actually we'll be getting. And further, you can write all the queries. So I'm going to teach you now in terms of whatever we have done here. Continuing from here itself. So how actually you're going to create a table, fresh table, new table. So here you have option. I'll go for this one only and create table. See, another, important factor like or feature which is added into SSMS, that is AI. So if you want to create a table, simply you can write create a table customer. Like let's say um, so before starting, you can add something like that. This is comment to create a table customer in the company database, company DB database. Now below you can see it should create automatically. Yes. So here you can see automatically, it's getting created. You need to just type prompt and it's going to be created customer. So suppose if you want to add or a specific field we need. So let's remove this part. Go back and create a customer, a table customer with employee ID, name, department, then salary, city. Now here below you can see whenever I typed here creator, everything is coming. Table, company db dot customer, and so table name you can give anything. Uh, let's say I'll put here employees. We can change it, that's fine. So see, this is why knowledge is required. If you don't know, then basically it's going to create a problem. But if you don't know from scratch, like how to create and use it's going to be problematic. But otherwise, AI is going to help you most of the way. So here it is asking you about. So this is what we are getting. And just create this table. So, so it's already there. That's why it's not. Let me put something like this. Some numbers I have given. Now it's fine. It's already there, so it's not created. So this is also important to understand that what kind of error you are getting and how you're going to fix it. Say this is fine. It's created. Now refresh. Mm, So is some problem looks like even we have created it successful, but it is not showing here. Mm, See, okay, it's getting created here. Fine. So it's getting created here. Next, if you have to insert data, let's understand how to perform some basics. So I have created a database, then created a table. When it comes to this part, it is a primary key. So you need to have single, at least one column which should be unique. So employee ID is basically unique. Name, when we say voucher, that means it's a text. And limit of text is going to be 100. When it comes to department, this is also voucher. It's a 50. Text size basically, it's going to be 50. Salary, decimal 10 2. That means 10 number and 2 decimal. City, voucher, that is a 10 character basically. You can have it. Next, add it some data. So simply you can type again here, insert some sample data into employee 345 table. And here you can see um, you have, but just I have typed the prompt and it is working. So this is how it's easy to learn and explore SQL or most of the tools today you have, but everywhere you have AI, capability. So you can use it and, explore it. So it's a bit boring to add this, data, but see, AI is doing this for you, right? But you should understand how exactly it works. So insert into, this is a command we are writing. And then this is a table name. Here you have column employee ID, name, department, salary, city, and values which we are going to insert. That is employee ID 1, name, you have John Day, and then department says salary, 60,000 and city Newark. Likewise, you can see 5 rows added. Again, if you add here, instead of sum, you can just say like 100 sample data into the, now you see whether it works or not. We'll check. So, no, for 100, it's not. Yeah, it's working. It may take some time. You need to be patient in terms of practice. Uh, it- okay. Now here you can see. So it's only 10. Fine, that's fine. Even 10 is okay. It's just for learning purpose. But you can understand the capability of AI. It's not supporting in terms of further, so it's okay. Um, um, and you can execute this. So this data is going to insert 10 rows affected. You can see here. If you want to check, again, type here, select the star from. So this is the data we have inserted, and this is it, right? So now if you have to see a specific column, right? Let's say I want to have only name and salary. So again, you can type or you can also question select specific columns from table. So column name, you can give here like let's say name and salary. And so this is how we need to write select name, comma, and then so whether it's a two column or even if you want to add here, let's say uh, department, just select this one from and execute this. So only those select. Yes. So only those three names, those three columns you can see here, name, salary, department, right? So likewise, you can perform in terms of even further like filtering. If you have to filter data, so type the command or write the query. That's fine. Filter. Uh, so this is a query you have. Filter the employee 345 table to get employees with salary greater than 60,000. And just enter. So here you can see select name, salary, department from employee 345 where salary greater than 60,000. Right. So there are some basic queries. And now you see the salary is greater than 60,000. Right. Further, if you have to use like and or not or various queries in terms of group by having. So this is just the basics I'm telling you. Use and or not operators to filter the employee 345 table. So let's see that. So now you see here, we are using and. So what it is telling basically, uh, we are selecting these columns, name, salary, department from this table and filter we are applying on in department IT and salary should be greater than 70,000. You can also change it, let's say 60. Still it's going to. So now you can see this is how we are getting. So this is some condition. Similarly, if you want to sort it or you want to top records and all, sorting like this type sorting example. So select name, salary department from employees, okay. Order by salary descending. That's all. So it's all in descending order. Similarly, here you can change descending to ascending. It's in ascending. So all the key basically terms you should be familiar that how people are using. And for beginners, this is the kind of questions they are going to ask in terms of filtering, in terms of grouping, in terms of creating some small reports, using a SQL table. So this is what basically you should focus on as much as. And since you are using this SSMS, this AI is integrated, right? So you don't need to, search or ask anybody else. You need to just do some, you should have some curiosity that, okay, from a table, what kind of things you want to do, right? So let's say I'll, type here, create a report, department wise, salary report from employees, this particular table. So it's a quick comment. So instead of writing all the queries myself, just using whatever feature you have available, whatever feature you have available right now in SSMS. And definitely it's recommended you should use it. If you're not using, just putting focus on your own manual approach, you're going to be behind from other people. So understanding logic is really very important, but same time, use AI as much as you can do. But don't rush in terms of skipping logic. Logic is definitely a very critical factor because every tool, even you have Copilot in Fabric where you can use AI, then use for coding and all, you have GitHub Copilot that also you can use. You can use VS Code. There also you have AI. So everywhere you have AI, but if you don't know how to use it, how you should utilize it for your learning purpose or various other purpose, whatever it may be, then you are behind other people. Because in industry, including top companies, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, all these companies, yeah, their developers are using AI as much as possible for them. They're using very much. And some reports are there that using these AI features, you can reduce basically your effort in terms of development or whatever activity you perform, at least 40 to 50%. That is very much feasible, possible as of today. But some challenges what we have that if you don't know how to use AI, then first thing, it's difficult to clear interview also nowadays that they're going to check for AI skill also. Uh, I mean, how much you have familiarity in terms, suppose if you are a coder or developer, they're going to check even the AI skill, prompt engineering or prompt engineering itself is not that much easy as it looks like, or people say that, okay, just type some message in chat, you will get, that is fine. But behind that prompt, there is mathematics. So you cannot get all those mathematics, but for prompt engineering, uh, like if you have background like B.Tech, M.Tech and all technical or mathematics background, so whatever mathematics are there behind prompt engineering, that is a very simple. It's not too complex. So if you don't know those contexts as well as some guidance from the AI, LLMs, basically you have like what you should use to get a better response. So context, one of the critical factor as a general user, even though you don't know anything technical. So most important part is the context. So when you are writing a prompt, you need to focus on context. So assume like you want to build a project, start to end everything with help of AI. So you need to give a context step by step. So each step, what is the critical context? Still, AI will not deliver 100%, that project, but assume 40 to 50% of task is going to be done by AI itself. Remaining things again correction, like say the cross questions. When you have to cross question AI, then again for each of the step, whatever some errors or challenges or issues you are facing, you need to give a proper context. We will do basically a short, uh, like work around on this part also, and you will see that how magically you can save your 40-50% time to deliver any, even though critical project also. That's very much possible. So that is already happening. It's not nothing new. It's all happening in all the big companies. So now you see the report we are creating with help of AI. And mm, so when it comes to this prompt, it may respond bit late or some glitch you may face due to your internet speed or some services which is running behind SQL. So because of that, you will face those issues. Yes. So now you see a report has been created from this table, department wise, average salary. You can see average salary, total salary, and then you have employee count, right? So you can create report also. So these are some exercise. I've just given you some hint how you should use, how you can use the SQL Server. It's very easy. You need to have just a passion to look into logic and do some assignments or some coursework. But most of things are very smooth. If you look back up, few years back, it was not that easy. Right now, everything is very simple and smooth. So whatever I have gone through, this is not a part of our course, but some just a courtesy in terms of showing how the SQL Server works. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to introduce Python tomorrow. That how some basic operations, if not tomorrow, sorry, Monday, how some basic activities you can perform with Python. Then directly we are getting into our fabric in terms of performing like notebook. So we are going to use a Spark SQL or notebook. You can see here we have these options. SQL Analytics endpoint or notebook. It's going to be, at least you will be familiar that what I'm writing, some ideas you will get, including notebook. So this is about PySpark. So I'm going to cover up that basics of Python on Monday, and then we'll start with this activity. So whichever file we have imported here, customers.csv, same way, the way actually we have performed here activity on a particular table. So similarly, we are going to perform, some of the activity using PySpark. Further, session by session, you will get like for ETL, what are things you need to perform, or what generally people look into in terms of ETL activities or ELT. Both we are going to cover up in upcoming sessions. So before moving further in terms of these notebooks or Spark SQL, it is important that at least some basics idea I should tell about SQL and Python. So today we have just covered up some basics of SQL. Monday we'll cover up some basics of Python. Further, you can definitely improve on this part as much as possible, required for you to get the opportunity. You can continue to improve here. And this part will continue further with notebook. Okay. So let me see what are the comments you have today. Okay. No, tomorrow we don't have class. Saturday, no class. Yes. Just I look into bed for a few minutes. I just look into something which is important. Role, task, context, format, constraints for prompting. Yes, you are very right. So same work has been done by Excel. Why we are using SQL? Is there a specific reason? Yes, because Excel can handle very limited data, right? But the SQL has a huge capability in terms of various other factor, including security. So that is the reason we use a SQL. Definitely, you are good to ask this question that why we should use, uh, you know, SQL or even Lakehouse, One Lake, uh, or even Fabric. Why we should use it? Everything we can do it in Excel, but Excel is not capable in terms of more, first part, critical part data. It cannot handle large data sets efficiently. So that is one of the critical factor. Apart from that, definitely security is also one of the critical factor, which is very much vulnerable in Excel. But when it comes to SQL, you have very strong security features all the way. Okay. So that is just basic understanding why you should use SQL. Attendance. Okay. So try this. Okay, that's fine. What is Excel file? Uh, So I have currently entered into third year of my BTech and I want to become data analyst. So I'm starting learning this in the right time or am I late? No, you are absolutely in right time. See, it's never late. See, when you start something, uh, and if you are into right order, it's it's not late. Don't think it's late. So, see, if somebody who has started learning before third year, forget about BTech. People are also exploring programming, lot of different things in their high school. So don't worry, but that is not indication that that person or that student is going to be highly successful. But definitely some, if a real path is correct in terms of moving forward, then definitely that person is going to be, that student is going to be very strong in that field. But assume in 8th class, we have Python in CBSE. After learning Python, 9th, 10th, we focus all in competitive exam like JEE, IIT and all. Then we forget, students forget a lot of things. And then when they enter into, they're not able to clear even JEE, then they get some ordinary college, and they're also, if they're not doing good, so it's not that much useful when you learn Python in 8th class, right? So it's never late. Third year is really great. You can just consider that it's a good opportunity for you to improve, continue to learn. See, continuous learning is one of the key factor for anything to be successful. You may be slow learner, you may be fast learner, you may be very mediocre, whatever cases or scenario, but consistency, just maintain consistency and don't leave it because of some frustration or some pain point. Continue. Just don't leave it unless you become successful. Continue to improve the skill. That's all I can tell you. It's not late. You are in very good stage, Janvi. Thank you. Will I receive the participants? Yes. Uh, See, I mean, definitely you will get by joining all the sessions, you will get a certificate. But see that should not be the motive, Arisa. You should learn it. Whatever some challenges you might be facing, you should reach out to us. We are going to definitely help you to learn it thoroughly. Okay, so otherwise, everyone can get certificate, even though you do the practice or not, or create account or not. So but that's not recommended. It's not. Okay. Role of PySpark, which Python version is required. See, 3.7, plus you can use any version Python. Role of PySpark, we are going to discuss Monday. So when I start Python, then I'm going to introduce PySpark also. So what it is and why we use this PySpark library and some basic commands which we are going to use in Fabric also. So whatever we are doing in SQL Server and Python or PySpark, everything we are going to use in Fabric. So I just wanted to give a beginner a basically how actually they should, I mean, start exploring this, skill. It should not be directly in Fabric. You start from scratch, like install these softwares, use it. So that is the reason I'm introducing this SQL Server in your desktop, like how you can, start exploring. Okay. So Python version 3.7 plus. I have currently okay, fine, no worries. Sir, please guide. Will AI take the developer's job? No, it may never. See, AI is, only going to assist you, help you, as long as you have to take the responsibility for a particular task. AI is not going to take any responsibility for any deliverables, any task, right? So that is one of single reason that you should never think that AI is going to eat your job. It's going to be 100% there. AI cannot take your responsibility, right? So don't think that way that it's going to eat your, kill your job or something like that. Fine. So looks like everything is taken care. Okay. Good. So be patient for next few sessions more. Then we will be in good to uh, having right stage. But beginning is really important because see, learning this cloud computing or fabric is not too complex or difficult, but passion, say, you need passion for various tools to use in one place, then understand because you are moving directly. Suppose already you are working as a administrator or developer. So if you're expertise in on-premises and then you're moving to cloud, uh, I mean, if you don't have passion, you cannot move it, right? So that's all. So earlier approach was that everything we used to do separately in our application in on premises. Assume like your desktop offline. But now you need to learn that how actually you are going to perform everything in cloud. That is a trend, and that is what actually everybody else is going to follow. It's already happening. It's not something it will happen tomorrow. Already happening. Every company is moving to cloud. So you are just starting, and you're in good shape after continuous learning of 6 months, 1 year. For getting Azure account, it's asking CV also. Is there any auto debit of for the no till trial about 60 days? It's not going to auto credit anything. Sorry, auto debit anything. So you can see here the trial. This is I am also using trial. So 60 days you can keep it. Assume like if you have fear of auto debit, you can deactivate on 58th day or 59th day or 55th day. You can just deactivate. That's all. No need to worry. Just use it for learning purpose for 55, 58 days, and then you can deactivate. Don't worry. You create it by following the document which I have shared today. So use this document and create, or however, actually, just create it. That's all I'll tell you. Whichever method you use doesn't matter much. Okay. Last. Fine, fine. I have taken, all the questions, responded to all the questions. Anything further you can ask Monday. Monday, our session is going to be about basics of Python. And then we are going to continue with our Fabric notebook in terms of one lake, then data warehouse, all other topics we are going to continue from there. Okay. So thanks everyone for your active participation and cooperation. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye. Tony, it's all over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, yeah, as we come to the end of today's session, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our trainer, Mr. Kanaya Kumar, for delivering such an informative and engaging Microsoft Fabric session. These 5 days were really amazing. I hope learners might learn something new and a hands-on session. Thank you, sir, for your time, dedication, and for sharing your valuable knowledge with all of us. And I would also like to thank all our participants for your active participation, enthusiasm, and continuous support throughout today's session. So, yeah, once again, thank you everyone for being with us today. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and keep learning. Thank you.